Hi creative friends, this is Rhea and thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to be working in this gorgeous book, Madame Butterfly, and I put some oil sticks on here, so I had to let that completely dry. And the way you can tell is like if I go like this, none of it is going to come off. Now my hands are dirty because I do have paint on them from another spread I was doing, but say this for instance, it's completely dry, like it's not going to move. But I had to let it sit for, I think I let it sit for like 3 days. So I am totally loving this spread. And before I turn the camera on, I have some of my collage that I made myself on my cheap line composition notebook, and I was just trying to see like what piece would go where. And what I'm looking for is a piece that has both blue and orange to kind of tie everything together. And for some reason I really loved that. Like there's going to be a sun over here, and I really kind of loved that piece over there. So I don't know how I would position it, but I'm just gonna put it over there for now just to see. And I just like, you know, I can say maybe I'm gonna rip that up, and I do like that, but I don't feel like it does have the orange and blue, but I just don't feel it's giving like it doesn't have a wow factor. Now I do like that a little bit more. And I'm gonna go back to the first piece that I used. Nope. So, let me see here. So, I don't know. I'm not gonna stress out about it. No. So I've got a lot of pieces of collage here, but anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep on working. And I really love like so much of this page. I love the whimsical background that was already on the page, and I just incorporated it. And I don't know if the camera can pick up on that, but those are tea bags, and this is the oil sticks, and they're really beautiful. So I'm loving a lot of what's happening on this page. Now I wanted to retain a lot of the script, but like, you know, the Italian script, but I think I'm gonna have to kind of like, I'm gonna make that line just a little bit up because excuse me, I'm not really liking that. And I might leave the blue on there just for interest, because I'm really loving the blue actually. And now what I'm gonna do is I am going to get some orange here and just add another layer onto this part here, because I really want it to pop. And I am gonna bring some of the orange onto this page. So I think I need to use a brighter orange, and I got this paint from Oaxaca and it is almost done, unfortunately. And I think I want a brighter orange. gonna mop up some of the paint that's kind of going into the blue because I want to retain that blue there of the Stabilo. So I am going to bring a little bit of the orange over there and over there. And I'm gonna bring some of the orange onto the face. Now the thing about oil sticks, once they are completely dry, you can go in here and add paints, and you can't really do that with oil pastels. They're not going to stick. You can add it on top, but it is, at some point, it's gonna resist it. But this, you can just like, you know, I can just like take my finger and I can just like smush it into here, and it's gonna just seamlessly go into the page. And look at that, it just gives it another added dimension here. So I'm just gonna kind of smush it in there and just keep on. So now what I'm gonna do is I am going to add a little bit of that because I just want to bring some life. I mean, the oil sticks really do add a lot of interest and life, but I want to just give it another layer. Like, look at that. But I still want, I don't want to put it all over. I just want to put it on some parts. And now I'm going to work on this figure over here. And I don't know what I want to do with her. Like, I don't know if I want to build up the face and then just leave this, or if I want to leave the print on everything. And the way I'm feeling right now is I just kind of want, like, I wanted to have like that kind of weird, not weird, but like I want there to be a difference between, say, this and this. Now, this is an accordion book, and see, it's not sitting flat. It's just the way it is. So I really wanted this book when I saw it. Like, I instantly knew I wanted to work in it, but I'm not liking the accordion effect. But I think I mentioned this in another spread. I'm just glad that I get to work in this book, so I'm gonna try not to complain about it. And I want her to be like looking at this figure here. And I am going to you guys, I got paint all over my arm there because I kind of splashed, I like stuck my finger in there, but so a really funny story is that when my daughter was younger and I would go pick her up from kindergarten or, you know, elementary school, I used to paint, and I would go sometimes to pick her up and I would have paint like in the weirdest places, like, say, you know, like this, or on my face. It was really funny. And I am going to make the sun, and I don't want to make it like too big. And I think I'm going to fill this up with collage anyways. And I don't know like what I want to do with this background. If I'm going to keep the writing on the face and this part, which I want to do, then I think I'm gonna like cover up the background, but it's gonna be very, very difficult for me to match this color exactly because, you know, this is part of the original, like this is part of the original book. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with an ultramarine blue. So I'm not even gonna try to match it. I'm gonna go with a blue, but I'm not gonna try to get this exact tone because I'm not gonna be able to do that. Like there's no way I'm gonna be able to match that. And I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get close to it. Like I want it to be like a separate, not separate. I don't know how it's going to read, but it's going to read as one picture, like one spread, but you know, maybe the story is that this person over here is the main character and they're thinking about something in their dream or imagination or whatever. So this person over here is, you know, in another world, like a dream world or imaginative or whatever. And that's kind of how I make up my stories to myself. So it doesn't have to be like, you know, I'm not trying to integrate it. Now I am going to bring some of this blue into the hair over here, and that's going to pull my eye, like it's going to move my eye around the page. Plus, you know, I like doing that because it gives, like it provides interest to the hair, so it's not like so flat. And so I'm gonna drag some of this blue over here. And now I did start off really liking this blue, but I feel like it's too flat now. And I love the tea bags and I love the texture that it gives, but I just am feeling that I'm gonna put some of the blue in the face too there, just for shadows. But I feel like it's a bit too flat. So I'm looking for a piece that, you know, has some, you know, and actually this is the collage that I have been making, that I've been showing in my videos. So I think what I'm gonna do is I might look for a piece that might work. So I'm gonna work it out like so. Now that has a bit too much pink, but I don't know. I'm gonna see. Like, I'm gonna see. No, I feel like that has too much pink. So what I'm gonna do is, now I do like that. I do like that, but I'm gonna see with the pink. Maybe the pink is gonna work a little bit here. I don't know. I'm not really feeling that. Now, that is interesting. That is actually interesting, and I do like that. I do like that a lot. I don't know if it's gonna work there, but I do like it. Now I'm gonna just see a few other pieces that might work from this spread because it does have orange, it does have blue. So maybe like right here. It's kind of a big piece. Now I am really liking that. Even though it does have pink, it's okay because I don't want, like I feel the way it is right now, I'm really loving so much of it, but I also feel like it's too orange and blue. Like I do need to kind of bring in some other colors. So I'm just gonna leave that there because I'm really liking that actually. And it might work if I add some more pinks to the mix. So just say for example, I I know initially I went, like I said, oh, that piece might work, but I'm thinking like, hey, this piece could work as well. You know, that piece could totally work. You know, and I'm really, really liking this. So you guys, I hope you can see how, you know, when you do hand make your collage, and I know I've said this so many times, but it bears repeating. So forgive me if I'm saying it too much, but it might not look like anything on this page in your composition notebook, but when you put it in the right context, it can really make your whole page like just buzz. Like it can just be like, wow, I didn't even see that coming. Now I do need another piece of collage because I want to keep it like threes. I don't want to just have this piece and this piece. Like I try to go for 3 pieces. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to see if I can find a piece that will go on the hair here. I just feel like that's a strategic place. And this is just pink, and that might work actually. Like she might have like a little hair decoration or something. That might work. I don't know yet. So I'm gonna rip this out here and let me see. That might work. And so this is like a puzzle, you know, it's like I'm just trying out different pieces to see what might work. And let us see here. I'm kind of liking that too. Let's see. I'm actually really kind of liking that. So I'm gonna put that over there, like on the hair, and if I don't like it, I can always cover it up later. But for right now, I think I'm gonna stick it down. And so we're just gonna stick it down here. And I feel like this is giving the page like a lot of life. So once this dries, I will come back in and make another circle here to like make the sun. Okay. Because like I just feel like even though I set the intention to go with a blue and orange, like the complementary colors, I feel like it was too blue and orange. Like I didn't want it to be only blue and orange, and it was kind of looking like it was only, I mean, you know, it was predominantly blue and orange. And also too, I don't like the fact that this blue part here is so, like it has no interest at all. It's too much of a flat color field, and I don't like that for this spread. So I'm really liking this. And can you see how the composition lined notebook, like it has so much texture and interest and beauty, and it's just a cheap lined composition notebook. Like I even, you know, used just a regular ballpoint pen, just a cheap pen, and I wrote some words on there, and you know, it just adds so much interest and depth and texture, and it's like a little jewel. But it's already in your own visual language because you made it. So, you know, you pick the colors, if you made marks and lines, etc., and if you wrote on it, those are all your personal, you know, like your personal signature, really. So I'm really liking this now. I'm really liking this. I think that blue is a little bit too dark for that, and I might need to lighten it up a little bit. But what I want to do right now is just kind of like do another coat of this because I just feel like it's too light. And another thing you can do, which I do believe I have some, this is painter's tape. So if I want a straight line, like I can go like, I can kind of go like that. I can go like that, and see, and I can paint over top of it, and then when it's dry, I can just take it out, and it's just gonna give you a clean line. Like, it comes off really easily. And I'm not gonna paint over this right now, because when it dries, I'm gonna go in and draw a circle, and then I'll paint over top of it. But I don't want it, well, I don't know, should I do it right now? I'm not sure. I guess it's wet, so I don't know if I want to go in there with my Stabilo and, let me see here. I mean, the Stabilo, it can go over anything. Let me see here. I mean, I'm probably gonna give it another coat when it dries. So I'm really liking that, and honestly, I think I'm gonna leave I'm gonna leave this kind of weird shape here. Like, you know, it's not a perfect circle. It's kind of like a weird kind of a, I don't know, like a 3/4 moon or something, but I'm actually really liking it. So I think I'm gonna leave that like that. So you guys, I hope one of the things that I've been able to convey is how, like, making your own collage in a book, like a composition notebook, is, and even like a cheap brown paper bag, you know, just different found papers, junk mail, whatever. It is so delicious and so beautiful, and you're not really gonna realize it until you put it in the right spread. Because once you put it in the right spread, it just zings. Like, it just is like, wow, I didn't even see that coming. So what I'm gonna do here is, I do have some orange on my brush, and I'm just going to kind of put another coat of it on there. So you guys, I think I'm going to leave this here for right now, and just because I don't know if it's done, I don't know if I want to do anything more. Like, I think I do want to bring some facial features into this face, and I don't know if I should kind of do that now. I guess I am doing it now, so I'm just kind of talking to myself here. And so I think what I'm gonna do is, I don't know why, but I just feel like I'm just gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna erase that, and I'm just gonna leave it alone for right now and just let it dry. And more so, I just want to kind of think about it. Like, is it done? I don't know. So when I don't know, I'm just going to leave it alone, and I will come back to it. So if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.